What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a quick buyer's guide on wireless headphones, and this is something that I actually spent 4 or 5 months kind of playing around with different options, using some different brands that I've used in the past. Went to Best Buy and kind of looked at some. While you can't put it in your ear for obvious reasons, I did get a chance to go look at a variety of wireless headphones, and I have a pair of wired ones here that we're gonna talk about also. So wireless headphones are more of a convenience thing versus audio. The audio can sound okay, but generally you're not going to get the same type of audio on even a cheap. These are some Bose wired sport. You can usually get them on sale for $50 about all the time, and they sound pretty good for being a wired headphone. But everything we talk about here is wired, and these are the probably three popular options out there. There is a few other ones which I'll talk about. But first I want to talk about some of the cheaper ones. While these do have a wire, technically they are wireless. They're Bluetooth. You don't have to plug them into anything. They just have this little wire here, which if you hang around your neck, it actually falls pretty easily to where it's not too big of a problem. But these are the Jarbird. These are the Terra. I believe that's what they're called. Yes, these are the Terra, and these go for around $50. So generally they're always around $50 price point, which is their MSRP. Every once in a while you can get them on sale for $40, and I've had these for about a year. So I originally bought these for running. They're great for running. The cord is a little annoying at times, but for $50, these are a no-brainer if you're wanting a cheap pair of more sports running-oriented wireless headphones. They usually only last a year or two. Like I can tell right now I have to charge it about every other time because the battery's in here and it is not going to be very large. This is my second pair of these. Just standard Bluetooth headphones. The first pair lasted about 2 years. They were a different name than the Terra. I forget what they were called, but they're very, very similar. So that's what I would recommend if you're going to look to get something cheap, under $100. Or even under $50, because these are always about $49.95 around that price point. So I would highly recommend these. I have not tried anything else out there, mainly because my wife had a pair of these. I borrowed them, used them, and I actually really liked them, and that's what I went. So if you're looking for something cheap, I've had pretty good luck with Jarbird stuff before in the past, so this is what I would recommend, mainly because they're $50. And for the next two we're going to compare, you could buy 2 to 5 pair of these if you want. So if you like these and this little wire doesn't bother you, and you're maybe using them for sport and not using them in public, because it does look a little odd in public having this wire kind of dangling around your neck. It has your up and down for your volume. It's standard Bluetooth stuff. These all have the same basically functionality to them. They just do it a little different. And the other two options are probably the two most common, popular ones out there. There is a few other, but these are actually true wireless. So basically you have these little chargers here. If you open up the little case, you have your headphones in there. So the Airpods Pro right here, which is probably Apple's most popular wireless headphones. These retail standard MS or regular price is $249. They regularly go on sale for $200 to $229. I believe we got these at Micro Center or Target. They're currently right now on Target for $199. So you can get these pretty easily for $200. Just make sure they're from an authorized dealer. And these are actually my wife's. We've had them for about 6 months now. I've used them fairly often before I bought my own. And if you're in the Apple ecosystem, these are a no-brainer. Don't pay more than $200. Wait till they go on sale for $200. But they sound pretty good. They do stay in your ear fairly well. I find when running, while you wouldn't think that it's a pretty small little headphone here, you wouldn't think that it would stay in your ear, but it actually does a pretty good job of actually staying in your ear there, so you don't have to worry about it falling out. It's pretty easy to control the volume up or down. It has an ambient sound and kind of a somewhat noise isolation when you press and hold on to, I believe it's the left side is the one you press and hold on to. Yes, so you basically, there's a spot here where you can kind of press and hold on to it. There we go. And it makes a noise. It makes it more noise canceling versus the other way around. These are not true noise canceling, so you're not going to get the best noise canceling out there. You'd probably have to go with the Sony or Samsung, or I think Bose makes some also that are pretty noise canceling. But for running, noise canceling isn't something you really want. But we've had good luck with these, good battery life. We've had no issues. We don't charge it very often, so it basically charges in this case. And it is USB-C. You know, actually it's not. Take that back. It is Lightning. It's not USB-C. But you can actually charge it here in the case. So once you get the case charged, you just put them in there and they automatically charge. When you open it up, it automatically pairs with your iPhone. It'll actually pair with an Android phone too, but it's more seamless with an iPhone to where whichever one it's paired to, or if it's a new one, you just open it up. This is paired to my wife, so it won't even attempt to try to connect to mine. The only negative is that this case is pretty slippery. It's kind of a glossy material, and while it is all white, you get this disgusting stuff. Let's see if I can get this to focus on here. Just earwax. No idea if it will focus on that, but you just get all this gunk in there. But overall, besides that, the audio quality is pretty good. I think that the Jarbirds have the best audio quality out of all of them out there. I don't know if that's because they put the battery in here versus put it in the headphones. They have a little more headway to put a little bit better speakers in there. These have the batteries built into the actual little stick here, so you don't have much actually in there. And I find that the audio quality is pretty good. It's nowhere near wired headphones. And if you get like some Beyerdynamics, some DT 1880s, those are $150 that will blow these $200 headphones out of the water. It's pretty simple once you start getting into some good wired Sennheiser, Bose, Sony, Beyerdynamic. Any of those out there are going to really destroy these. But these are a convenience thing. They're more for convenience, working out, running, just at work. I use mine at work a lot. I do not use these. I will show you what I would recommend buying if you're not tied to the Apple ecosystem and you want to save a little bit of money. But if you have an Apple product, this is what I would recommend, or wait till the 3 comes out, because that is rumored, or the next AirPods, whatever they're going to be called, because it is rumored to be in the fall, or at least it's from everything I've heard. And then the third option is going to be more in the Android land, where you have a few more choices. You can actually use these with an Android phone. They pair just as well. Maybe not as seamlessly and as smooth, and there's not as much actual controls in there to actually go through and look at the battery of this and look at the battery of the case, where it does on the Apple products. But it does pair really easily. I used it with my iPhone, and I used it with my Pixel 5, and it worked great both ways. It's just Bluetooth. It's nothing fancy. So it works better with the iPhone, but it'll work with anything. The second option is the one that I would most likely recommend for a couple reasons, and these are the Pixel Buds. These are the Gen 2. The first ones actually had a string on them like this, which I would not recommend those. But these have been really deep discounted lately. I bought these for $129 at Best Buy. Currently they're $129, I believe, at Best Buy, B&H. They are hard to find in stock, so if you go to the Google store, they're almost never in stock there, but some of the other parties out there that are selling them have them on sale. And these are very similar. They're almost identical in size and functionality, except for this does Siri, this does the Google Assistant, which the Google Assistant to me is a little bit better, a little bit more accurate and easy to use. So these have the general same design. I do like the design of these better, that they have some black in them, and you can get different colors. They have an orange, a sage, and I want to say an all black version, which I like that it's like that. So these more go into your ear like this, versus these have this little, I don't know if it'll focus on that. See how these are more in your ear? These kind of have that thing down here that's protruding, but I just think these look a little bit better. But when it comes to connectivity, functionality, changing the volume, changing the track, they're very, very similar. But these are cheaper. Similar battery life. These are USB-C, so if you're with an Android phone, this would be the route I would go. I know there's other options out there with Samsung, Bose, and the new Sony ones are supposed to be really good. I do not know the model number. They're like almost $300 though. And you got the Pixel Bud A, which is basically these without wireless charging. Oh, these both have wireless charging. We never use wireless charging, but you do have that option. So these, you can get the Pixel Bud A, which is almost similar to these, for $100. So you get two of these for the price of these. Audio quality is maybe a little bit less, not as quite as good on the Pixel Buds as the AirPod Pro. The volume is very low, so you have to turn it up a little bit louder. I am using it with an iPhone right now. My Pixel 5, I had a Pixel 5, I sold it, and then I just bought another one, so it hasn't came back in yet. But my Pixel 5, we'll see what it's like when we get that. But working with an iPhone, it pairs really easily. Basically what happens is the second you pick them up and put them in your ear and tap on them, they will automatically open Apple Music, which is what I use. If I've set Spotify as my go-to music source, it will open that and automatically start playing. That's maybe a positive and a negative, but as long as you don't tap on them, you don't have to worry about that. So they have the same functionality. So one swipes up to change the track, one you pinch on it, one you tap on it to pause it and play it. They have very similar. I'm not going to go over all that just because they're so similar in what they do that I would just get the cheapest one. That's why I went with the Pixel Buds because they were $129, and I'm not really tied to the Apple ecosystem. I have an iPhone 12, but that's it. Everything else of mine is Windows, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back to the Pixel phone at some point, just because I just like the Google OS a little bit more, how it's not quite as locked down as the Apple system. Like a Terra Pro, a Vista 2, a Vista. If you want the cheapest option, I would just get the Terra for $50. If you're on the fence, like even if you use any, there's no point spending $200, $250 on the AirPods when you can get these for that. If you run an iPhone and you have a MacBook, like my wife does, she has a MacBook Pro, she has an iPhone, she loves the Apple ecosystem, I would get the AirPods Pro. Get them for $200 when they go on sale and be happy with it. They're great. The few negatives outweigh the positives, but that's what I would get for that. If you're on the fence or you're not stuck in the Apple ecosystem, and even if you use an iPhone, I would recommend the Pixel Buds, the Jarbird, the Vista 2. I've heard that are pretty good. You have Jabra, you have Sony, you have Samsung Buds, but I would get the Pixel Buds A probably if I wanted to save a little bit of money and couldn't find the Pixel Buds, these ones on sale. I get Pixel Bud A for $100 and be done with it. Just beware that from what I've read, most of the Pixel phones are a little weak on the volume, so you kind of have to crank the volume up to get the best sound out of them. But I've been really happy with them. I've ran with them before. They stay in your ears. So that's what I'd recommend. One of these three. These ones I've had for the longest amount of time, but I am starting to get rid of the wires just because it does bother me a little bit when I run. But if money is an issue, these are good options. So that's it. Comments, questions, leave them below. I'm not a professional audiophile or claim to know a ton about, I don't know, wireless headphones, but that's my opinion. I've used these for over 6 months, both of them. The Jarbirds for over a year, so I have a little bit of knowledge on that. That's it. If you guys have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.